All praises to the Most High, man. Now, little disclaimer, I don't subscribe to anything Erykah Badu does. She does practice a lot of satanic rituals and things like that. I do like a couple songs, but you can't kill the messenger. And in this next video that she's speaking about, or whoever said it, so we're gonna get into it, man. You know what I mean? So here we go.
There's a philosophy that says 85% of the people on the planet are followers. 10% of the people on the planet are creators or leaders, and 5% of the people are observers. So when you got 85% of the people who are willing to follow, the 10% who are able to create something are going to capitalize off of that, and the 5% are usually the ones who are assassinated or shunned or discredited because they can see everything that's going on. And they would ruin it all for the 10%. So the reason why it's so easy to do that is because people are willing to be led.
So there you go, man. You heard what she said, and I categorize the target individuals in that 5%, man. The people that can see, man. The people that are awoke, And you got the 85%. Those are just the followers, man. They're gonna follow anything, because they don't know better, and they want to be led, But our rulership is wicked. I mean, just because somebody has a badge and a gun and the proper credentials doesn't mean what they're telling you is the truth, man. The Most High says to search out a matter, man. Search it out before you cast judgment. Before you come to a conclusion. Like I said, just because these people have the proper credentials doesn't mean that they're telling you the truth. But people, they're just up in arms. Oh yeah, this guy is verified, man. Look at what they said. Look at what he said about him. Look, they got the proper credentials. Doesn't mean that it's true. Doesn't mean what they're doing is legal. And this is why these things are done covertly in silence, because it's wrong. So we're going to take a look at a couple things, man. Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of the kings is to search out a matter. But the honor of the kings is to search out a matter, man. So a lot of people, like to say, oh, we were all kings and queens. No, that's a lie, man. That's a damn lie. Because you could tell who the kings and the queens are, man. It's the honor of the kings to search out a matter. Kings and the queens is going to search things out. They're going to find the truth before they come to a conclusion. They're not just going to pick up and stalk and harass somebody just because somebody says to do that thing. Just because somebody says to do that, man. Or to do this, or just for for a couple dollars, And this is another reason why they're targeting you. A lot of people that they're targeting, they're the best of the best, man. In the eyes of the Most High, man. The cream of the crop. And not in the eyes of men, though. Because there's a lot of people that's justified in the eyes of men. But a lot of the target individuals that they're targeting, they're not targeting you because you're necessarily a bad person. You're the best of the best, man. In the eyes of the Most High, man. And don't ever forget that. And you're the king and the queen. Not all these other people, man. You're the person that comes from that bloodline of high nobility, man. Everybody can't be no kings and queens. And like I said, you could tell who the kings and the queens are, by the actions and the things that they do, man. The righteous ones. So let's go. Let's keep going, man. So, in the Apocrypha, the history of Susanna, the book of Susanna, this is the story about, the elders. It was these elders in the community. These guys were priests, I believe. And they seen this woman, Susanna, and they liked her. They wondered after her beauty, and they was lusting after her. So they devised a plan, to pretty much, entrap her by saying, like, look, you have to sleep with us. And if you don't, we're just, we have the power, to have you condemned. you know, to have you killed. You know, and we're gonna see what she says right here. We're gonna get into the verse. We're gonna bring it up. So this is the history of Susanna, chapter 1, verse 20. And I'm gonna read it. Behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us and lie with us. So this is what the elders are saying to Susanna. If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee, that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou did send thy maids away from thee. So he's saying they're going to bear witness against you and say that a young man was with you, you know, and you sent your maids away that you know, you could sleep with him. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side, for if I do this thing, it is death unto me, and if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands. It's better for me to fall into your hands and do it, and not do it, than to sin in the sight of the Lord. So this is what she said, man. I mean, this is what she said. You know what I mean? She'd rather not do it and fall into the hands of the Most High. I mean, because I mean, his wrath is greater, you know, than to do it and be condemned anyway. You know what I mean? Sin. You know what I mean? You know. And these are the elders of the community doing this, man. The people in power, the people that are supposed to be trusted, you know, to do the right thing. You know. So basically, she didn't sleep with them, and they went around. These elders went around. So these elders, because they couldn't sleep with her, because they couldn't have their way, they went around and told everybody in the community, like, hey, you know, they lied to her and said, hey, you know, she was with a young man doing this, that, and the third. And everybody believed it, man. Everybody believed it. You know, they didn't search it out. You know, and they were going to sentence this young woman to death, you know. But she called out unto the Most High. And the Most High, you know, he raised somebody up, man. He raised somebody up to come to her aid, man. Because he knew that she didn't do these things, you know. And, you know, they didn't search out the matter, you know. Oh, man. So, you know, and that person that was risen up was Daniel. And, you know, this is why they hated Daniel, man. You know what I mean? And, you know, Satan hates all the Most High's kids, man. You know what I mean? Let's keep going and look what Daniel said. Are ye such fools, ye sons of Israel, that without examination or knowledge of the truth, you have condemned a daughter of Israel? This is what Daniel said, man. You guys are fools, man, because you guys didn't examine the matter and you condemned this guy. I mean, this woman, man. You mean to death, you know? And Daniel ended up, you know what I mean, searching out the matter, you know, and finding those elders, that found out those elders were actually the you know, the guilty ones. Those guys were actually the wicked ones. Those guys were the ones that was trying to rape her, you know, and have their way with her and they couldn't, you know, and those guys got sentenced to death, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So search out a matter, man. I mean, this is what I'm telling you. That's the honor of kings. That's what kings do. That's what queens do. They search out a matter, you know. So we gonna keep going, man. Proverbs 18:13. He that answereth a matter before he heareth it, it is folly and shame unto him. You know what I mean? So folly and shame comes on to people like that, man. That, you know, they don't search anything out, you know, and they point the finger. You know what I mean? Perfect example. Look at the Central Park 5. You know what I mean? Those guys didn't do that. You know what I mean? Folly and shame is on those people now, man. They didn't search out the matter. They didn't want to hear the evidence. But years went on, time went on, you know, and look what happened. Folly and shame has come onto those people, man. I mean, disgusting. You know what I mean? Come on, man. And we are the 5%, those seers, man. And this is why they try to get, like she said, they try to get rid of us, assassinate, discredit, you know what I mean? Make us look like we're crazy. I mean, because we could ruin everything they have, man. We're the light bearers. Come on, man. Search out a matter, man. And I like this quote right here. It says, when the debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of the loser, man. And that's exactly what's going on, man. I mean, when these guys are beaten, this is what they do when they lose. Remember? And they have the power to do it. You know? Oh, man. This is what they do, man. Slander becomes the tool of the loser. You know what I mean? Calling you names. You know what I mean? Bringing up dirt on you. You know what I mean? Trying to bring up dirt on you. Yo, if I did something so wrong, I would have been arrested already. Or all of us would have been arrested already. You know what I mean? Come on. Like I said, I mean, they target the best out of the best, man. You know what I mean? In the eyes of the Most High. Remember what the Most High says. He said to justify the wicked and condemn the just. That's an abomination, man. That's an abomination, man. And it's going to be heavy penalties for that, man. You know what I mean? I mean, heavy penalties, man. You know, because that's what happened. Like I said, I already did the Jesus and Barabbas video. That's what happened to Christ, man. You know what I mean? They chose Barabbas. They chose the wicked one. You know what I mean? And he should have been put to death over somebody that was innocent. You know? So you go, man. You know, and I'm gonna switch gears real quick. You know, I'm gonna talk about, you know, these guys that, you know what I mean, they love to use their kids, you know, to target, you know, and harass, you know, individuals, man. Target us, man. You know, I mean, these guys think we don't know what they're doing. You know, we see you guys out there, and you know, and I'm not talking about this guy in particular, you know, but you know, we see you though, man. We see you. You know, there's been many instances where, you know, people have their kids come around and harass you, man. And you know, I got to think to myself, like, yo, what type of individual would actually send their kid, man, to come and harass somebody that's been going through, you know, this every day, you know what I mean? That could potentially snap, you know? What type of person, you got to think about that. What type of person would send their kids to come and harass somebody that's been going through all this trauma, man, or been through all this? I mean, think about that type of individual, man. That's a sick individual, man. I mean, that's somebody that would do anything, you know what I mean, to get what they want. And that's the spirit of Esau, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's the spirit of Esau. And Esau is just not, you know what I mean? Esau is just not, you know what I mean, Caucasians and not like that, man. Esau could be anybody with that spirit, man. You know? You sending your kids to harass somebody, man, that's going through this every day. That's a sick individual, man. So watch out for those type of people, man. You know, we see you guys out here. You know, we know what you're doing. You know, and it's just sad that, you know, the kids don't know better. You know, the kids gonna grow up and they're gonna continue that cycle. You know, so that's it, man. Yo, so all praises to the Most High, man. That's all I had to get off my chest today, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, search out the matter, man. You know, before you come to a conclusion. That's what a king and a queen is gonna do. You know what I mean? That's it.